And action.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Art of the Playlist. My name's Christian Godbout, and I'm here with my two closest friends, Patty Pino, Robert LaFrance. How are you guys?
Hi, Patty. Hi,
Hi,
Christian.
Robert. Hi, Christian. Happy to be here,
All right.
always.
Yeah, I'm excited for today. Today's episode is Sunday morning songs, right? The cool Sunday morning vibe. So it's going to be sort of like that. Well, you know what? You're going to have your own interpretation of it, right? I think we'll all think a little bit differently about these songs. Um, Yeah, for me, I'll tell you, typically on a Sunday morning, I actually listen to WWOZ out of New Orleans because on Sunday mornings, they start out with a great jazz show around 9 o'clock. And then 10 o'clock, they go into traditional gospel for an hour. And if you haven't checked it out, you really need to because it's just fantastic. And then after that, they get into bluegrass and stuff that, maybe you're not into, maybe you are. But I tell you, the jazz and the gospel are just amazing. So that's our Sunday ritual. But we do also have songs that we all listen to on Sunday morning, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to think about Sunday morning playlists.
What's your vibe though, Chris? I mean, it sounds like it's slightly aspirational, slightly mellow. Like, is that typically the Sunday morning vibe for you?
Yeah, I will say if I'm making a playlist, right, and I'm listening to WWZ, my own music, it is sort of a more of a mellow, relaxed, and it's often a hungover morning. So,
Let's be fair.
yeah. So, I'll listen to everything from, I like listen to some chill Beatles or Van Morrison or, Jack Johnson. I don't know how you guys feel about Jack Johnson. I know some people really like him, some people don't. But I dig him. And then, maybe some Marvin Gaye or some soul stuff, whatever. It really depends.
Yeah, the soul stuff I think is where I find myself most often, and I figured you guys would lean heavily on soul. I don't know why, but that classic soul vibe, it's just, I don't know, slow, there's no rush, it's just
Yeah.
warm and calm and peaceful. Like, that seems to fit the Sunday morning bill for me, but I think that everyone thinks differently about Sunday morning, and so one genre really doesn't fit.
I agree 100%. I think everybody has their own interpretation. I'm with you. Like, I like a slow morning, make some breakfast, take our time. We'll get around to it when we get around to it, kind of a thing. But what about you, Patty? What do you do on a Sunday morning?
Yeah. So when I was single, I was totally a Sunday morning jazz girl. I love jazz.
Mm,
My favorite album to put on a Sunday morning is Miles Davis Kind of Blue. I think that that's a classic go-to Sunday morning vibe kind of thing.
yeah.
But now I'm in a relationship which is lovely. And so Sunday mornings can mean chilling around, chilling in the house, making breakfast, reading books. It could mean getting on the road to go thrifting. So it's kind of usually a quieter morning, but maybe there's a little energy there too. So my list kind of goes through. Would you like to hear what I picked?
Yeah, let's
All
hear
right,
it.
cool. So, my list kind of runs through starting your day and then getting into your day kind of thing. So I started out with what you guys were talking about, jazz, soul, R&B kind of vibe. An instrumental piano version of The Nearness of You, which is a classic jazz standard, by Bill Chalap, Chalap. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he's a pianist and it's a beautiful interpretation of the song. Then you'll see a theme running through my songs too. Then I go into a Sunday kind of love, which is on another podcast we talked about, but
I've heard that.
this version of it um, is by Amy Vactel, Vactal, beautiful vocalist, and then Lovely Day by Bill Withers. So I'm kind of in the jazz R&B space. Then
Mhm.
I go into like an acoustic set. And I want to do a little sidebar. You can do little sets when you're playing music. So I'm doing like 3, 4, 3, and then one special one at the end. Ooh, things are jumping around in my house. Sorry. So after that mellow kind of chilling in the bed vibe, getting into a little more acoustic music. Follow the Sun, Xavier Rudd. Sunday Morning, the acoustic version by Maroon 5. New Morning, which is a Bob Dylan tune, but the Darren Cross cover of it, and Beautiful Day by Donovan Frankenritter. So you'll see that a lot of my songs reference the sun, the day, the morning,
Oh,
beauty. A lot of the titles and themes go through that.
I like
A-
that.
After the acoustic set, it's time to put a little more energy into the song list. So I go into more of a rock pop vibe with Beautiful Day by U2. And then It's a Beautiful Day by Michael Bublé. And then Today by the Smashing Pumpkins.
All right,
So
Oh,
you're
we might have to talk about Michael Bublé being on any of our lists, but I'm okay. It's your list, Patty. It's fine.
Oh, I wanna you can bust my chops about Bublé, but he has his moments. I know he's no
yeah.
Harry Connick Jr., but he's alright sometimes. Um, U2, when I was in Italy, when I was, God, 19 or 20, my first trip there, the Italian guys were asking me what kind of music I was into, and I said, U2, and they said, "K? K? Like who?" And I said, "Udue." And so
Oh,
that's how you have to say U2 in Italian, Udue, which
And
makes
now we know.
yes. So next
Udue.
time you're traveling in Europe, Udue. Um, After the Smashing Pumpkins Today, which has got, heavy rock and you're getting into the vibe, I go into like a jazz pop, get out of bed, dance around the room tune called Sunshine in the Room by James Bay, featuring John Batiste. So it's got that New Orleans, upbeat, jazz, R&B pop, let's dance, let's get going kind of thing. So mine goes from a slow burn into a chill mode into like let's get the energy and then get out and get going.
Great. It's time to get out of bed. Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah, and I never want to get out of bed on Sunday morning. So
I don't either, but it's the reality.
Uh, that's a great point. Yeah, I didn't put together the sort of the way you had, and I think that was really good the way you had the different themes within your playlist, and I'm going to work on that for next time. As I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of my stuff start with like the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun, go into maybe some Van Morrison, Into the Mystic, right, and some Tracy Chapman, just a little bit more energy in there. Um, but I do like to have. I had Bill Withers on mine as well. Not the same. I had Ain't No Sunshine. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about a rainy Sunday morning. I don't know. But then, my nature, get back to some rock and roll. Not just the Beatles, but I threw in Sunday Morning by the Velvet Underground.
yep,
Right,
I
it's a
got that
great
on mine.
song.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
Mm,
I
And
don't know
then
that one.
if you heard it, you'd instantly know exactly what it
yeah.
is. You've heard
Oh,
it a
okay.
million times. Um,
That's a good
and
Sunday
then,
morning song. I like that for
yeah,
like, yeah.
right. It's just like,
Mhm.
oh, and then some Allman Brothers, Neil Young, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash, as I tend to do. I guess I don't know. I'm a little predictable that way. I also threw Hallelujah in there by Jeff Buckley just for a
Ooh.
little bit of a twist.
That's
Um,
cool. That's the Sunday morning church, going to church vibe.
yeah,
I
exactly.
like
That's what I
that.
was thinking. Yeah. So,
When's the
what
last
about
time you went to church?
I'm not allowed in. Uh, the last time didn't work out well. So,
Mm.
how about you, Rob? What do you have going on?
Yeah, so I've got a full playlist, but I really want to focus on three songs because what I found as I went through this was that I like Sunday morning with different genres and even different locations. So I went in my playlist from Motown all the way to Iceland before breakfast. So it was quite a geographic diversity in my playlist. But I want to focus on three songs. The first is Cruisin' by Smokey Robinson. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's that classic soul that always works on Sunday morning for me anyway. It's the smoothest and warmest track ever. It's like sunlight in audio form. I really love that song. I just think it's amazing. It really grooves and it's kind of aspirational too. So it's like everything in the morning should be a little effortless. So I really like that song to as like the classic R&B vibe. But then interestingly enough, I was in the car with my 20-year-old son and he was listening to his playlist and a song came on that I'd never heard before. It was called "The Best Part" by Daniel Caesar and Her, and I'd never heard the song, but it perfectly fits the Sunday morning vibe. So
Oh,
when I was kind of looking through my songs to find songs for this, that came up and I'm like, this is absolutely perfect. So I'm adding that to my playlist. And what I like about it is it's new, it's more modern R&B, but it's very soft, very calming, very soothing, very much fits the Sunday morning vibe. And it's kind of a "Hey, honey, let's stay in bed for another 20 more minutes" chapter of Sunday morning, right? Still in bed, warm, intimate, really nice. And kind of a contrast from, old soul versus new soul for a new generation. So if I'm trying to be a little bit hipper and newer, I'd go, that's the current R&B song that puts kind of a more modern twist on the playlist. Because when I looked at my playlist, it was all screaming like ancient, from the 60s and 70s, most of the stuff. So
same.
I'm like, I need something more modern on there. So that was my more modern one.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm looking
that's
forward to
smart.
hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
dig that.
I picked a Sunday Kind of Love and New Morning. Both are covers, but both are contemporary artists who covered them. So I was in the same mindset. Like it doesn't always have to be the original ancient, as you said,
Yeah.
version. It can be a contemporary version of an older tune that's still a classic. So
Yep, and I'll throw one completely out of left field. This is my Icelandic song, which, I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing, but it's Sven Englar by Sigur Roy. So this is a complete longtime favorite of mine, but I never really thought of it on the Sunday morning vibe. But it's a very spacey, kind of floating song that is 10 or 12 minutes long and very drony in nature. But it really, again, because it has really quiet moments, it's really calm for most of it. It has these hooks that are really weird Icelandic vocals that come in every once in a while. It forces your brain to kind of slow down and listen, but it has an atmosphere to it at the same time. So it almost feels like a deep breath. I really love this song, but it's really an unexpected kind of Sunday morning song. But I really like it, and I think if you listen to it, it'll fit the vibe. But is that too weird, guys? Do you think that's way too weird? Like it's an ambient kind of drony kind of vibe. Is that right for Sunday mornings? What do you think?
I don't know. Well, I think if you like Patty, I like to listen to jazz on a Sunday morning too. So it's sort of maybe it's not jazz, but it's kind of a different vibe than just listening to some of the songs I had in my playlist. So I look forward to hearing those. What do you think, Patty?
yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna try that, Rob. I think that there's that moment where you're like waking up and you're between wake and sleep, and probably having a song like that to just like kind of get you to feel like, okay, the day is starting. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I like the different genres though, because when I like I said was saying in the beginning, when I first started this, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be all classic R&B, but really there was a variety of genres that really captured the Sunday morning vibes, and I think as long as you're hitting that like intimacy and warmth and I don't know kind of vibe, there's a variety of different songs I could do that. Even I have some acoustic stuff on there, like you were saying with the different sets. I have a Bob Dylan track on there. I have Sunday Morning on there by the Velvet Underground. So a lot of different genres all over the map, which made me much more interested in these playlists, which I think it's going to make it really fascinating for the listeners to figure out, what is in their Sunday morning playlist. Is it all one genre or is it all over the map?
Yeah, no, I think you guys did a great job. Very thoughtful in your playlists.
Thank you, Christian.
I like, Chris, that you did some rock artists too. I was a little concerned about putting like the Pumpkins and U2 on there, but I don't know. It feels to me like there's that moment on Sunday morning where you want to get that energy. So,
Yeah, and there's no wrong answer, right? It's what you
mhm,
want to hear, and
mhm.
and and I agree, right? You know, at some point, you got to get out of bed and you got to get going, whether you want to or not. So,
Yeah,
well, crank up the Smashing Pumpkins. It does it for me.
yeah. I don't know if marching band music would work on a Sunday morning.
Or polka. Polka, polka,
Ooh.
polka. Hey, you know?
Funny.
So, yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Do you have any last thoughts before we kind of wrap things up?
No, just would love to hear what our listeners think. Please give us some feedback. We can vote for who has the best Sunday morning playlist. It's mine, of course, but you can vote
Ah,
and determine for yourself.
Yes, everyone's into Swedish trance music. I can see you getting the big votes, Rob.
bork, bork, bork.
Yes, and
Yeah.
our playlists are out on Spotify and Apple Music. Look for AOP, Art of the Playlist. Um, I'm under Patty Pino Power.
Yep. And you'll find me under Christian Godbout. And Rob, how about you? Where are you
Robert
listed on?
LaFrance. I think it's
Oh,
LaFrance R is my screen name on Apple Music. So I only do Apple Music, which we can have a debate about at another
yeah.
time, but
I only do
uh,
Spotify.
we can talk through that
Yeah.
at a different time.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a great episode. I can't wait to listen to your playlists. Mine is up there. Hopefully, you guys have loaded yours up, so we're ready to go. And yeah, I think that was a good episode. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. We'll do our next playlist. I don't know if we have a theme yet, but we'll figure that out between now and then. And thanks for listening. All
Thanks,
right.
folks.
All right. Bye now.
Peace.